Hello everyone, I'm Ashish Gaba, Events Manager with BIS Events Management, your host for today's session. On behalf of my team, I warmly welcome you all in yet another informative ShipTech panel discussion on topic biggest challenges for a shipping company post-COVID.
Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is. This is one of the great things about these types of webinars. We can be almost anywhere. The challenges for owners and managers post-COVID-19. COVID has sort of taken over discussions at the moment, and I mean, quite rightly, it's a big concern for all the people involved in shipping. But I think we need to start thinking further outside of this and start planning for what we need to do outside later on. So today we have the three panelists to get their views, their maybe questions, and your questions. So please feel free to go to the question button and send it. We will try and sample a lot of the questions after each topic, and then right at the end we'll have a general Q&A. So if we can start with one of the first things that we wanted to talk about, which is new legislation. New legislation is involved in many things now. It's not only the safety, but and I know technology is part of the safety, but it's also it's a lot more complex than it used to be. If we think about MARPOL, there was only MARPOL. We just called it MARPOL. There was one. Now there's 6, 7 of them. So what are the challenges? So possibly we can kick off by Gautam, because you're the maybe first person to look at this. What do you think the main challenges are for a company with the new legislation?
Thank you. Thanks, Tony. Shipping has always been a very highly regulated industry, and this has been one of the reasons why we have been sustainable. But companies have always had to foot the burden or carry the burden of regulatory compliance. And many times they do so without by completely understanding and being very responsible stakeholders of the industry. However, there is a lot of scope for how the regulations are conceptualized and how they are thought out, because most of the times they are. It may be considered that the regulations are not practicable many times. The way they are structured, the way they are formulated, the way they are worded, there's a lot of scope for making them more in line with or more pragmatic, especially in the implementation side.
Like say the ISPS code, instead of having a full code or separate code for ISPS, I feel it would have been more sense to have an extension of ISM itself. And then further, ISPS is a code which includes ports. And at the moment, I see that for any violation of ISPS, while the ships are penalized and held up for non-compliance, I'm not sure how we deal with any non-compliance on the part of the port. The second challenge which I would like to comment is that legislations, a lot of times you have two separate legislations, one on the international field and then the local legislations. Say the fuel, you have 0.5% and then you have these local regulations coming up quite frequently, which becomes a challenge for shipping companies to keep tab with, like 0.1%. And every month you have some countries which come up with a local compliance issue about this.
First of all, I think, we could agree or disagree whether the ways the legislation is being done, whether it's well thought of, whether it is inclusive or exclusive, and the impact of, the whole impact on the whole industry is really thought into. And I think some people will agree or disagree. If you look at it, I just take a marvel. I don't want to go back and we discuss that to scrubbers and that kind of thing, but I just want to go through the process of how this was handled in the industry. And I look at the top shipping lines, including Hapag-Lloyd. I think there was a period where the law was coming, and then we know it was coming, and there was this time enough time to actually come up with a very, I know that many shipping lines came with a very fluid, a very transparent formula, correct, in terms of how this will be calculated. And this was introduced, tested, and then the end customers, the suppliers, and obviously, I also come, like you said, from some freight forwarding, having worked for Kuehne+Nagel and Damco as well. So all these parties, they come in between the customer and the shipping line. And there's a lot of misconception. And if you don't have time to explain this. So I think for me, when this came, the MFR and the way that this was communicated to the end customers was done correctly by the industry, and it was able to reach the end stakeholders, not all, because I think many people didn't know that, that the sulfur law will actually affect ultimately the end pricing, because I think, like some of you rightly said, is that many times is the shipping lines who take the brunt, correct? So who basically take the cost and then ultimately have to explain.